What is going on YouTube? This is Acid Roots Wires. This is part 8 of Let's Play Van Helsing as far as these players go. So within this collective, finally we've gotten past the aspect of having like a control that's having problems as far as these players going to happen. But it's just kind of the appeal that still, despite all that, for at least this episode and a little bit of the next one, particularly this boss continued to give me issues. Now the main reason I later on discovered, I knew it wasn't the controller this time. It was just kind of fair to just question why this damn boss has been such a royal pain. It's just because the aspect. Now keep in mind, when I bought this game, it was the fall of 2024, so it's kind of the pitch as far as saying, like, considering the fact that, you know, within the aspect, they probably assume that most people are not taking a year just to get to stage 2 as far as these fairs going to happen. So to say in basic senses, I just forgot how to play this game and didn't realize that you have to target this guy in order to be able to shoot him. So it's kind of fair as far as saying you don't just automatically lock on or something like that, which is really not that much of an issue. I mean, I'll tell you, I was fuming pretty badly when I did this back in August and so on that fairs, and I actually think I probably would have been able to beat this guy even with the broken controller in most senses had I known about that back in August or even further back. I want to say maybe even as far back as January when I was doing this, because I've been fighting this guy for the whole entirety of this year. It's been the same for folks who followed along with this playlist or something like that. It's been the same stupid boss fight over and over and over. It's just going to be some standard monotony, but it's just kind of some trial and error as far as trying to figure out what to do with them. It's just kind of pitch. It's really not that difficult. Realizing that this is the stage 1 boss. This is exactly why I picked easy mode within these fairs as far as saying this. I knew shit like this was going to be that damn stupid, kind of within the aspect as far as getting towards like the concept of trying to get some of these done. It's just kind of the pitch as far as saying, but it's really not that horrible a game. It's just the pitch. It just has like its caveats about it that you just have to maneuver within the aspect as far as knowing about it. But it is kind of fair as far as saying, I mean, the two things about it, when the guy grabs you, you just shoot him with the handguns a lot, and then that really does some damage, and then you just have to target him, and other than that, just run away from his attacks, let him barge and bust into things. That virtually takes care of it. But it's just kind of fair. I'll tell you, this boss is kind of a nightmare, and probably is even more of a nightmare on like normal or hard mode if you do not target him. So it's just kind of pitch. Just don't try it. I mean, for the most part, I've been doing this. You probably have seen enough of these game over type sessions with the appeal of it. So it's just kind of fair is realizing. But once again, I want to say there's like maybe 10, 11, 12, 13, maybe 14 stages in this entire game. I know it probably culminates in Dracula, something like that, but it's just kind of fair as far as saying this particular I think this is Frankenstein here. It seems like that's the only one who it could particularly kind of be, but it's just kind of the aspect as far as saying is the tone as far as saying that it is kind of nightmarish. Really, this should not have been as much of an issue. It's just the fact that I've been playing these particular first 2 stages, like the actual first fight where he fought that dude that jumps out of like the cathedral window, that was stage 0. That was just the preliminary stage, just the aspect of this, like the training and the show you the ropes type stage. But this is like the actual first stage of the game that has been around. So, I mean, it almost feels like sentimental value damn near just in the pitch as far as just kind of saying that the aspect behind it that's been since the fall of 2024. So it's been a year that we've been seeing the same assortment of stuff. It's just kind of commonplace. I mean, I've just consistently gotten tricked and finagled about this stage, but it's just kind of fair. So I don't know what stage 2 is going to bring. I mean, you're not going to see that in episode 9, but episode 9 will be the episode that gets past this boss, and then I just have to say on top of that, the episode 10 will be stage 2, which I will attempt later on. But it's kind of, I'm just trying slowly but surely to get back into this game as far as these first games. It's just more complex. Like I said, I'm going to juggle these, definitely within the fair. Tekken 4 is still happening now within the last time. So in the last episode I did of this was back in August, but it's just been the fair. I will tell you, off camera, I've been trying not so much full bound but kind of within the pitch. I want to say there might have been an episode I deleted or something like that was just fighting this boss or some sort of fray. I don't know. I mean, for the most part, I wanted to keep this footage because I know it's monotonous enough to be able to say that you just get your popcorn kind of going, pitches like that, just have a couple beers and just zone out and just kind of listen to music. Some pitches like that, just enjoy a night of the fair. But yeah, I mean, most people who play through this game try to do it in a more serious type manner where they know what they're doing, where it's just like, hell, they probably beat this game in like an hour or two. But I kind of feel like with the fair of it just being a more organic playthrough to kind of have the losses and the game overs, and here's this kind of pitch as far as saying this game really is an asshole of a game, just tackling it with the wrong assortment of it. So this kind of pitch, so yeah, I would probably say in certain sense you could have a number of days in here just to have some popcorn pitches like that. There's definitely plenty to do on like the Acid Ridge Wired channel. There's enough of these where I feel like every playlist pretty much on this channel, including like the new edition of Tekken 4 that started just as of November 2025, there's definitely some stuff to do on the channel as far as you're going to be able to kill at least 30 or 45 minutes with most of these games, pitches like that, and probably even further. So this kind of pitch, like I think the first Guitar Hero is at least an 8-hour sesh, something like that. I mean, you definitely can spend like a good 2 or 3 days, maybe even pretty close to like a week if you watch every video on this channel on this particular fair. But it definitely has those aspects, and it's going to continue to happen with Guitar Hero, or not Guitar, but Van Helsing. Is hopefully I can actually beat this damn game or something within that variety. Is this kind of pitch. I just question how some of these later type fairs are going to go, because this boss is pretty strong. He's actually stronger than Van Helsing. I would not recommend, I mean, you can occasionally get a melee attack in there or something like that, but for the most part, I mean, he is someone that can flatten Van Helsing within a relative type aspect. So this is kind of the fair as far as saying if you have the ability to hit him a couple times just to get him to back off a little bit, but for the most part you just want to keep your distance, just shoot away, pop away at him, pitches like that as far as this fair is going to go. But yeah, once you learn to target this dude, it's really, I mean, I think I figured it out right by about this point as far as these fairs go. This is just the pitch as far as saying, but you still have to run away from him within, or at least keep your distance within the fair. But this is kind of the aspect. Yeah, just on top of that, it's been a pretty like gray and kind of gusty overall November pitch like that, with some extra type of ordeals. Definitely fits along with this game within these fairs, just minus the fact that it just hasn't been that scraggly. It's just been an odd kind of November within some of these type of pitches. Like I was talking with Jackal Goldkick not too long ago about the fair, just kind of a lighter kind of holiday season just with a pitch, and just like the game palette as a whole just not quite being as full-boundedly kind of within the quantity of it, pitches like that. But it's just kind of fair as far as saying, I mean, really, when I look after these frays, kind of with the pitch, paying attention to like the newer fair, I realize that there are still plenty of like PlayStation 2 games. Like I could definitely say whether or not how many full-bound games, I don't know if I'm going to have like 50 or 70 games beaten on this channel, but there's definitely going to be within the fair of a lot more, plenty of these within some of these type pitches. It's definitely going to be haunting games like this, trying to get to some ones like, you know, probably some of these next fairs, depending upon how long it takes to get Devil May Cry done. I would like to go out and purchase Devil May Cry 2 to see about the hubbub about that game. Particularly Jackal Goldkick does not as much thoroughly enjoy Devil May Cry 2, but I question whether or not if it is too easy or something like that, or if it just loses the aesthetic. But we'll find out eventually. I mean, like I said, it's probably not going to happen in 2026, but just within the fair, just if you're in it for like the long haul, just realize that some of those type of fairs could eventually happen. But regardless, just zone out some of these playlists easily, kind of have like a split or a bleezy lit, just a good white grape or standard grape swish or some of these type of fairs, just to get towards it, some pizza going, get that Domino's ordered. Pizza guy's probably going to be here within the next good while. Just good pitch like that. But yeah, this is monotonous, but we'll get past this boss next episode. Pitch like that. Just stay tuned for some of this to stick with the playlist, things like that here, folks. Good bears.